how do you approach being in front of the customer in person, right? Like we do a lot of virtual, and then maybe tie that a little bit to like, how do you have some of those conversations with customers, especially like if they're difficult conversations, right? Price increase conversations are never the easiest thing in the world. A lot of times you've got to earn the right for the price increase, so to speak. But in your mind, how do you approach being in person and maybe having that conversation about a potential price increase with a customer?
Yeah, so first and foremost, good communication is a talent, right? It's understanding the customer. Every customer wants to communicate in a different manner. It could be text, could be email, phone call, all these different ways to communicate. But then when you're in front of a customer, right, and you're having those difficult conversations. So case in point, we just went through a pandemic, right? So we were all a little bit trying to figure out how we're going to navigate through that. And then, we're looking at supply chain issues, which was a big deal 2 years ago, and it continues to be a struggle. So right out of the gate, we met as a team and we said, hey, we could see on the horizon of, price increases. So labor, material, instead of ordering material a month ahead, 2 months ahead, now we're going to have to order trucks 6 months ahead, right? So there's all these things that we were looking at, and we decided, hey, let's get in front of the customer. Go sit down with them, have them understand like where we're at, right? We could see price increases, so let's look at the next, 3 years in your budgets that it may not be 2%, 3%, it could be 10%, right? So it's just being honest with them. If you have that relationship with your customers, that consistent, continual relationship, it's an easier conversation. But if you don't have that cadence around communication, and you drop a 15% or 20% increase, they're going to waive and go on to the next, next contractor, right? So again, communication's a talent. It can be uncomfortable having those conversations in person, but I think once you broach that conversation, it becomes easier, right? They appreciate the honesty. They may not believe you at first, but once they see that you're being proactive, they're like, hey, these folks are on top of it. They understand the industry. They appreciate, my budgets and trying to help me out. So just being very granular with where you're at with pricing in the economy, customers are always going to appreciate that.